They say what is good for the goose should be good for the gander. But in Nigeria today, it seems the goose is in chains while the gander is flying first class back to the forest. You saw the headline, and if your blood is not boiling, then maybe you have ice water in your veins. We are waking up to a tale of two Nigerias this morning. On one side, we have Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, who was just slapped with a life imprisonment sentence late last year and is currently rotting away in custody with no hope of a political solution. On the other side, we have confirmed reports from Katsina State, the president's home region, that the state government is finalizing the release of 70 suspected bandits and terrorists. We are going to take you straight to the heart of this controversy. We will expose the secret letter dated January 2nd, 2026 that blew the lid off the scandal. We will break down the Katsina government's shocking justification that this is a prisoner swap necessary for peace. And we will contrast this directly with the federal government's no negotiation policy that seems to apply only when it suits them. If you want to understand why a man asking for a referendum gets life in prison, while men who kidnap school children get a pat on the back and freedom, please do me a massive favor and smash that like button right now. It helps us push this hard truth to the algorithm so the world can see the double standard. And if you are not yet a subscriber, click that button and turn on the notification bell. You need to be here as we track this developing story. Let's get into the gist of this madness. The internet is on fire right now because of a leaked document that surfaced just days ago. This document, marked secret and dated January 2nd, 2026, came from the Katsina State Ministry of Justice. In this letter, the government is asking the courts to basically look away and release 70 suspected bandits who are currently facing trial for terrorism, kidnapping, and murder. Why? Because the government says it is part of a peace accord. The Katsina State Commissioner for Internal Security, Nasir Muazu, came out this weekend to defend this move. He didn't deny it, in fact, he doubled down. He told the press that this release is necessary to consolidate the peace deal in 15 local government areas. He compared it to a prisoner exchange in a time of war. He said, world over, after wars are fought, there are usually prisoner exchanges. He claims that because of this deal, the bandits have released about 1,000 captives. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin. Nnamdi Kanu. Just 2 months ago, in November 2025, a federal high court in Abuja sentenced him to life imprisonment. The judge, Justice James Omotosho, ruled that his broadcasts and agitation incited violence. There was no talk of a peace deal for him, no talk of a political solution for the Southeast, even though leaders from the region, including the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, have been begging the federal government to release him to restore peace in the Southeast. The answer has always been a sharp no. The government insists that the law must take its course. So, the question every Nigerian is asking today is, why does the law take its course for an agitator in the South, but the law is suspended for terrorists in the North? The bandits in Katsina have killed farmers, burned villages, and kidnapped thousands, yet they are being treated like diplomats in a negotiation. They are getting a get-out-of-jail-free card because they promised to stop shooting for a while. Meanwhile, Kanu, who have been in detention for years, is told he must die in prison. The hypocrisy is what hurts. The federal government has told us repeatedly, we do not negotiate with terrorists. The Chief of Defense Staff has said it, the President has said it, yet here is a state government controlled by the same ruling party signing papers to release 70 dangerous men back into society. Who guarantees that these 70 men won't pick up their AK-47s tomorrow? We have seen repentant bandits go back to the bush before. Remember the repentant Boko Haram members? It's a cycle of failure. This development has sparked fresh anger in the Southeast. Just this morning, reactions are pouring in from groups asking if the one Nigeria we preach is actually two Nigerias. If a governor in the North can use his powers to free criminals to buy peace, why can't the president use his powers to free Kanu to buy peace in the East? It seems peace accords are only available for those who carry machine guns in the forest, not for those who carry microphones and flags. I want to pause here and ask you, the viewer, a very deep question. Do you think the release of these 70 bandits will actually bring peace to Katsina, or is the government just feeding a monster that will eat them later? And does this action justify the immediate release of Kanu? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. I really want to hear your perspective on this swap deal. The Katsina government says they are doing this to save lives. They say 1,000 people have been freed because of this deal. That's good news for the families of those captives, but at what cost? When you show criminals that if you kidnap enough people, the government will release their friends, you are telling them that kidnapping works. You are legalizing crime. And let's clear up a rumor that was flying around last week. Some people were posting that the Federal High Court was planning to revisit Kanu's life sentence because of pressure from Israel and the US. Please, my people, do not be deceived. We checked the facts. That story is false. Justice Omotosho is not revisiting anything. As of today, January 13th, 2026, Nnamdi Kanu remains a convict serving a life sentence. The only way he comes out is if the Supreme Court overturns it or if the president grants a pardon. But with what we are seeing in Katsina, it seems pardons are reserved for a special class of criminals. As we watch these 70 men walk free in Katsina while Kanu sits in his cell, the definition of justice in Nigeria has never looked more blurry. It's a dangerous precedent. If you found this breakdown eye-opening and you are tired of the double standards in our justice system, please smash that like button. Let's get this video to 20,000 likes to demand equal justice for all regions. And if you are not yet a subscriber, click that button and turn on the notification bell. You need to be here as we track this developing story. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember, peace cannot be bought with injustice.